I spoke to Sujoy, you should direct it, it's a great script. And he's like, yeah, I've read it, but I'm not sure. And then I get to know that Bachchan sir and Sujoy have said yes to it. So I'm like, okay, fine, this is the value. I used to talk on wrong number also for it.
Really?
Just for the time pass, for the fun of it.
Wow.
I like to have conversations, yeah. That was a bong set, this was a bong set. And people forgot sometimes in between there's a Punjabi sitting out there who doesn't understand Bengali.
In case you're sort of feeling uncomfortable sitting, so I'm just giving you.
Oh! Because that's his favorite actress right there. He's rubbing into my face that I know I'm your new favorite.
The lady is always fierce, outspoken and honest when it comes to opinion and, sharing whatever she wants to on her social media. Welcoming Taapsee Pannu. Welcome on Bombay Times.
Thank you.
All the best for Badla, first of all. And we saw the trailer. The trailer is very good.
Thank you.
So when Sujoy actually, approached you for this movie, what was your reaction?
Actually, the order of approaching people was different in this.
Yeah.
When I came on board, I was pitched the story by the producer because they had the story. And I got excited about it. I said, yes, I'm doing it. And then it was such an initial stage that they were still working out who the other actor will be, who the directors will be. They were talking to multiple people. And since I said yes immediately, I came on board first. And then they were figuring about the director as well. And then I spoke to Sujoy and told him that, it's a typical your kind of film. You should direct it. It's a great script. And he's like, yeah, I've read it, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not... and he was like acting all pricey. And then I said, okay, fine, I can't push beyond a particular time. And so I waited for a few months for the producer to come back to me telling me who's going to direct it, who's going to be acting and all. And then I get to know that Bachchan sir and Sujoy have said yes to it. Yeah. So I'm like, when I asked him, he didn't want to do it. When Bachchan sir asked him, then immediately he was on board. So I'm like, okay, fine, this is the value. So, but let it be. Whatever happens for the best, because two of the men who are best in their work, in their whatever they do. So I think whatever happened for the best of the film.
So be it Bachchan sir, be it Sujoy, be it Rishi Kapoor for that matter. All they say one thing, Taapsee bahut bad boli. Right now also Sujoy told us the same thing, Arey, वो बहुत बोलती है.
God, I think they've just bad-mouthed me to some other level. I'm very stressed क्या image बना रहे हैं मेरी सबके सामने. I talk a lot, I agree. I'm an extrovert. I love to talk. As a kid, I remember when landlines and all used to be there. I used to talk on wrong number also for a
really?
just for the time pass, for the fun of it.
Wow.
I like to have conversations, yeah. So I like to talk.
So I think you might relate to Alia Bhatt's character in Gully Boy if you have seen the movie.
I have seen the movie. It's a brilliant movie. Everyone has performed brilliantly in the film. Yeah. I think we have had fierce characters a lot in our film industry, in a lot of films. Yeah. I myself played
in Man Marzi. Yeah, that was very good, in fact.
Thank you. So I think they're very real, believable characters. So I'm very much real and believable if people think that I'm that talkative, fierce one. So
no, what he said was like, you question a lot. वो question बहुत करती है.
God. So I had this funda of telling my director. I tell my directors, I say, listen, if at any point we obviously going to have creative discussion as to what I think is right and what you think is right. So there's only one way to deal with it. Either you convince me or get convinced.
Wow.
I have a simple formula. We cannot move ahead without it falling either way, because I feel as an actor, I don't know about others, but I'm very handicapped if I don't believe in what I'm doing. So you need to convince me if you want me to do a thing certain way. I'll listen to you and give you proper ear. You need to just convince me or agree with my argument. We will not go and do something half-heartedly.
That's true.
So that is why a lot of my directors complain the same thing. She questions a lot. I'm like, of course I'll question. It's better than doing something half-heartedly and not being convincing. So if you guys have found my performance or projection convincing of my characters, that's because I've had huge arguments with my directors in every film over a lot of things, and that's why the product is like this.
But like when it comes to selecting movies also, your movies are really very good, to be very honest to you.
Thank you.
It has a subject, it has some element which catches attention. So when you select, what actually goes in your head when you're actually selecting a movie? What you would really wish to, portray yourself?
I actually believe when I read a script, I should think about it as, will I spend my hard-earned money to watch this film in a theatre? Will I spend the precious 3 hours of my life watching this film, which is never going to come back? Money I can still earn again, my time will not come back. So I will only do a film if I find it's worth my audience's time and money. So that's how I decide.
Yeah. And this is the second time you're working with, Amitabh Bachchan in this movie. How was the experience of, collaborating again? And again, he's your lawyer. Again, he's defending you.
Yeah, we were already, like, our character homework was done. So it's the second time. But it felt like I've just gone, in between schedules, how you have a break.
Yeah.
It felt like that. So there was a film and then there was one schedule and then we had a break and we joined the second schedule. It was like that, the feeling. But this set was totally different, even though we have the same bong set.
Yeah.
That was a bong set, this was a bong set. And people forgot sometimes in between there's a Punjabi sitting out there who doesn't understand Bengali. But because our DOP is bong, director, even the sound recordist, so everyone's conversing in Bengali and I'm like trying to understand what's happening. So that was like a repeat of history of sorts. But no, everything else was different.
Yeah.
My character sketch was especially so different. I would not have done it if it was in line with my character in Pink. I have refused countless films after Pink which wanted me to portray the same kind of a victim of some kind of a molestation or assault or something of that sort. I would have never done it because it was so different from Pink is why I've done this film.
But like the way the story unfolds and all, when you actually read the script, the movie is inspired by a Spanish movie and all. What interested you to go on with this project?
Because I had not done a whodunit kind of a murder mystery in my career before, and I definitely had not done something like Naina Sethi before.
Okay.
And I think it's a very rare that an actor gets chance to pull off this kind of a character. It's like you have your cards and only you know your cards. And it's up to you which card you want to open up at what time and which card you're going to keep on top and which card you're going to keep at the back. So these are the layers of Naina Sethi, or in fact for that matter every character in this film. You'll only see one layer at a time. But which layer you'll see at a time and which one is right, which one is wrong, you don't know. So it's very interesting how you're going to shift in between layers of this character. It's, like for example, I'll give you Man Marziyan. When I was portraying that character, there were multiple layers of that character to be portrayed at the same time. She's vulnerable, but she's angry, but she is strong as well. So they're all happening in the same time, at the same time. But in this film, when she's vulnerable, she's only vulnerable. When she is strong, she's only strong. So you only see one layer at a time. And the trick is how you seamlessly are going to go from one layer to the other without feeling abrupt change. How you'll be like, oh shit, so she can do this also. So that is the trick in this sort of a character, is why it is very different from what I've done until now. And it's about how I'm going to play with the mind of the audience, making them confused at who or what exactly I am. That was the thrill of doing this.
So somewhere, Taapsee, do you believe that there should be movies where the women are playing major roles and all? They have more screen space and all. The times are changing, of course, but there are still movies where the women don't have major roles and all. What do you believe in that? When
I
it
think
comes to
I
such
should be the
movies?
last one complaining about it.
But do you like when you're making such choices, when you're is it your conscious decision that okay, my screen time should be this much and I need a much better role when I'm playing with a different character?
My screen
a
time
male.
is not my concern.
Yeah.
My concern is the impact of my role. After I choose the script, the way I told you I choose the script, I decide, is my role impactful enough? For a girl whose career took a different route after a 10 minutes role in Baby, which got me a full-fledged film because of that, I don't think I can crib about the time. I think I'm confident enough that if my role is well written, I only need 10 minutes to make an impact. It doesn't matter how big or small your screen space is. But what matters is how important is your character in the main scheme of things, how impactful it is. So that doesn't matter. What the problem that you face, or rather I have experienced in films which have like interesting characters, layered characters, or impactful characters for females, or which are female driven. there are not many actors who are ready to do those films.
That's
you know, in terms of, see, even if you take the best of best actresses in the business right now, when they do a film which is driven by them, how many lead actors of that same league are ready to play a role which will have a slightly lesser screen space than them? I mean, Shah Rukh did it in Dear Zindagi, he was a producer for the film. Akshay did it in Naam Shibana, he was a producer of the film. But how many of them will actually take up a role where, you know, you have a lesser relevance than the female protagonist? But the other way around, it always happens. So I think that is where the difficulty is. There's no dearth of female driven roles anymore. There are so many of them. There's so many directors, good directors, who are making female driven roles. The dearth is not of that. The dearth is of casting a guy, because I'm saying it because I'm going through it every few weeks when I hear a script and we are just, me and the director and the producer are sitting thinking, now who will do the role of a guy, because it is so difficult to cast a man in such films.
Yeah, because even now, you know, actors are not that open, like, you know, where the role is, you know, given more importance to, you know, a female actress and all. Maybe.
Yeah.
We have seen that actually.
Even at par, at times, honestly. It's very difficult. If, you know, when you have a role at par with the man. Like, for example, in Badla, I mean, it is because Bachchan sir is Bachchan sir. So, you know, the two roles are almost equal.
Even in Mulk, for that matter, to be honest. Even
so you really need do you really need actors who are just so secure? You know, they're like, you know, we have done everything possible. Now you can't really change much for us in terms of, you know, a career graph, is when they do such films. Or I don't know, I mean, but it definitely is something that I hope changes in the future.
But someone like Deepika, actually, for that matter, has taken a stand on this when it comes to pay disparity. Do you also believe, like, you know, there is, of course, you know, pay disparity after few films when you are actually, you know, you are a good actress and all, even then you somewhere struggle in that matter? What do you have to say on that?
See, I'll tell you, pay parity is different from how good an actress you are. That's different. They're two very different things. I can be a brilliant actress, but do I attract audiences to the theatre or no? Judges how much I should be paid. My view might be different from a lot of other actresses, but my honest opinion is, your remuneration as an actor is, obviously you should be charging a certain amount which is credible enough for you as an actor, but to compete it and put it at par with your male counterpart, I think that should be done only if you're confident that you can attract as many people in the theatre as your male counterpart can. The day my film opens, the film which I am holding, I'm the protagonist, and you know, there's no other big star in the film, so to say. If that film opens at par with a male counterpart's film, then I will definitely very confidently ask for the same amount of money. But if it doesn't, then I don't think I should be doing that. A lot of actresses today, their films are opening at big numbers, so definitely they should ask for it.
Like, be it Mani Karnika, for that matter, Kangana Ranaut was the one who actually took it.
So she definitely should be asking for the amount basis what kind of opening she is giving her films. But other than that, I feel it's slightly unfair to the producers to ask for an absurd amount when you cannot really get the equivalent amount of audience into theatre.
Okay. Did you watch Uri?
Yes, I did, of course.
You liked it?
Of course.
Because Vicky Kaushal?
Because it was a good film, I liked it.
No, because he was a co-star also.
Of course. But that was, well, obviously, I really like him. He's a really good friend. But it's not like I will like a film just because he's in it, or I will give it a chance only if he's in it. Anyway, the trailer was good enough for me to make me go into the theatre, and I made sure there were multiple screenings kept for the film, but I didn't go to any of them. For a few of them, actually, I was busy. But then I was like, you know, I think I want to contribute to the box office collection.
Wow.
So I made sure I'll go buy.
You should be knowing that, actually.
I told him, I sent him the screenshot of my ticket also, and I told him when he was inviting me to the screen, I said, no, I'll contribute to the box office collection.
Wow.
And I'll send you the proof of that I've paid for the ticket. So I did that.
But Taapsee, you have always been, you know, outspoken when it comes to, you know, social media and all. Have you ever faced backlash, and how do you deal with it when you get trolled? And or you have got trolled. It's not like you have not got trolled, but you know, you are a strong head personality. To compete with you or to be, you know, to even have an argument with you is not, somewhere people have to take a back step, step out and all. But how do you deal with all these things? Never does that negativity affect you ever?
It used to initially. Now I'm kind of having a ball with it.
Yeah.
I think I use these trolls to my benefit to entertain my true followers by replying to them in my own way, so that my true followers get entertained.
Wow.
So I use them like that. But I think I'm giving the life of these trollers some relevance. Because otherwise, if they don't get someone who will say certain things, what she believes in, what will they do? How will they get paid? How will their life have a meaning? So I'm giving meaning to their lives by letting them troll me. So yeah, they can keep doing that, but that's not gonna deter me from saying things I wanna say, because I don't say things because I want to make a statement. I say things which I know are not hurtful to a particular person or wantingly trying to poke at someone. If I feel something honestly about something, I write, but that doesn't mean that I have to say everything, something or the other about everything under the sun. If I don't know about something, I will not say. And just because I've not written something on Twitter doesn't mean I don't have an opinion about it, but my opinion should be shared when it's of some relevance. I'll talk about something when I know my statement will do something. When my statement is not going to do something about the issue, why should I keep on throwing my words left, right, center on Twitter? I will talk about it between my friends and family and do something about it at my own level. Why should I keep writing about every thought that comes into my head? I don't understand.
But do you somewhere feel that digital pressure is a lot of late, when it comes to...
So it's a tricky pressure. Yeah. It's up to you how much you take it. People who have the art of disconnecting from it have really evolved, and it's a true test of evolution of sorts. If you can really manage that pressure, it can really get the best of a few people at times, but I don't think we should take it that seriously.
Are you addicted to social media?
I don't like to get addicted in the sense I can't stay without it, but when I'm not having anything else to do, I would want to go through social media to stay aware, because my news comes through social media, because I have apps that keep me updated about the current affairs and news rather than sitting and reading a newspaper. I do that. So that is why I'm addicted to what's happening around. Especially with the whole Me Too movement, it really helped me stay updated to social media.
And you also spoke about Pati Patni or Wo, where suddenly you lost out on a film. When something like this happens, Taapsee, this must not be this is the first time actually I think something like that happened to you.
See, I have lost out on films multiple times.
Yeah, but after reading and all.
Not after asking me to block dates.
Yeah.
So, a person who's come from the kind of background I've come from, rejections are like a part of life, I've been, and I think a lot of us, not just me, a lot of us have been rejected for so many films on different grounds. Sometimes because we were not good enough, sometimes because we were not the favorites. So it can be either way. But that doesn't mean that I don't know how to handle rejections.
Yeah.
I have built a career after going through countless rejections. So I know how it is when you cast for a role. You always have multiple actors.
Hi. Sorry, in case you're sort of feeling uncomfortable sitting, so I'm just giving you rest your hand out.
But why are you doing this? Oh! Because that's his favorite actress right there. He's rubbing into my face that I know I'm your new favorite. I know that.
He left.
Yeah, he doesn't want to listen to this. I keep teasing him with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is his favorite. By the way, that's Vidya Balan if people don't know. Yeah. So, so what was I saying? Yeah. So it's not like for a role there are not multiple. Always there are multiple actors who've been considered, and since ever, even the biggest of superstars know that there are times that they are one of the options for a role. I understand that, but when you block dates and 1 month before the shooting is supposed to happen, you don't get to know from others that you're not a part of it. Someone has been signed already. When I was told that, oh, they are saying they never committed to it and all, I'm not targeting a particular person. I'm not trying to malign a particular person's image or anything. So that's why I didn't take names of people. I just called out the practice, which is wrong. I could have easily gone out and published the snapshots of messages where the dates were discussed and all that. I could have easily done that, but that will just make it ugly and bitter. and that one-on-one targeting will start, which I don't want to get into. My idea was to call out the practice that this is wrong and this should not happen with any other actor, and I did that.
And do you feel maybe because, again, like, you prefer doing such roles where, somewhere there is equality and all, sometimes that also affects, maybe it could be one of the reasons where you somewhere felt like, maybe that is the reason, you asked to, you were not even, you were replaced actually. You somewhere feel like I'm saying that, you somewhere believe that, where your character or is strong as compared to the male, character in the movie. Somewhere do you feel because of that also it affects, the kind of work which is offered to you? Like actors getting ready to, work with you because, you are somewhere, equally, a strong character in the movie.
You think you want to say that if actors want to work with me because there is...
No, they somewhere actually have this, reluctance. Maybe because, somewhere you have made up your mind.
In this particular case, I don't think so. That can be the case because the character is written extremely well for that character. If me or anyone else does it, it is an author-backed role. So it's not like if they take me out and take someone else, that person is not going to be, getting those lines to say or that kind of a role to play. I said that in my interview as well. It's a brilliant role, and whoever's going to get it is going to be really lucky. So it will still stay that role. So I don't know if that can be the reason, but I hope that's not the reason, because I feel when a film becomes hit, it's a teamwork.
That's true.
And you cannot not take a actor because that person is way too good. That's a very lame reason, and then you're bringing down the quality of your product. I think when a film works, everyone benefits, each and everyone. And if a film doesn't work, no matter how brilliantly you've performed, nobody cares. So I think it's every actor should think in a way that whatever's best for the film.
In fact, recently you also, spoke about the title change of your movie with Anurag Kashyap, and the name of the movie is Sand Ki Aag. So that also made you a lot, you actually got very angry with the tweet. Actually,
more than me, Anurag got angry. He was like...
In fact, I retweeted his tweet because I also found it very, apt because it was on point.
Yeah.
Somewhere right. But now the title has changed. Sand Ki Aag, but from Womania to Sand Ki Aag.
See, I'll tell you what, somewhere...
Is that out of anger or
no? Sand Ki Aag is a direct Desi translation of bullseye.
Yeah.
And that there are two shooters.
Yeah.
So it is also an apt title in a way. But the first working title was Womania, and when that working titles, everyone starts getting attached to it, and it was a word that Anurag coined. So it was very dear to him.
Okay.
And since he's the producer of the film, he wanted to do everything possible to get us that title. And his frustration is pretty much valid because it was his coined term.
Yeah, that's right.
And he didn't get it for a film that he really wanted it for, and where he tried to do everything possible to get it, talk or whatever, association, negotiation, everything. Nothing really worked out. So I think whatever he wrote was out of eventual getting fed up and frustrated of all the efforts that he put in to get that title, and he vented it out. And he's also the kind of person who
he's like
sure.
you.
Yeah.
You both are like at loggerheads.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. So I think
because the first time we actually heard the title, in the song Womania, actually, Womania. That is the first time we actually heard it.
That's the coin. He is master of coining words.
And that song is very good, yeah.
I remember even during Manmarzia, he coined a word called fyar.
Yeah, fyar.
Yeah, so he's like, he's good with coining words like that.
Yeah. So you're working with him again. How excited are you for the madness?
I think I am very excited. He's not on set as much though, because he's a producer. Not that.
Have you ever ended up fighting with him? Because
I fight with him a lot.
Yeah.
I fight with all my directors.
Okay.
We've always had like hours and hours of discussion over something, because I told you, either get convince me or get convinced.
Yeah.
So we'll have long arguments. Then eventually we have to come down to a common consensus between both of us. So I've argued a lot with most of my directors.
But you have come a long way, Taapsee, with all your movies and all. And the next is Womania, we believe. Sand Ki Aag.
After this, I have Game Over, which is a bilingual Tamil Telugu.
Okay.
It's going to be a very interesting film, because we'll release it in here as well, not in Hindi dubbed and all anything, but that film 70% doesn't have dialogues. it's a house invasion thriller. So I think even Hindi audience can watch it very easily without bothering about the language. It's more a visual thing than language. And then after that I have Mission Mangal, and then I have Sandhya.
How excited are you for Mission Mangal? Because Vidya Balan, Vidya Balan is also there in the movie.
She is a rock star. No, I have had her. That film, I don't know how and when did it get shot, because we were busy having fun when that film got shot. It was like that.
Oh wow.
So it was a crazy, you'll see in promotions, we had a crazy time filming that film. What an amazing ensemble. I think partly because of the story and partly because I get to work with all of them was the reason behind doing it.
And how excited are you for Badla? 8th March.
Women's Day, happy Women's Day to everyone. I think I always wanted a film of mine to release on Women's Day.
Wow.
I never knew that this will be the one. But when it got announced, I was extremely happy, extra happy because of the Women's Day release. I think and icing on the cake is that it is a Sujoy Ghosh film where the female characters are written extremely well. So that is what makes it really special. I hope I really make each and every woman out there proud in certain ways.
And a special message for the women out there on Women's Day. Since your movie is also releasing on that day.
On this Women's Day, I have a special treat for you. Come and watch Badla along with all your men, and I have tried to make sure that I make all of you feel really proud.
Thank you so much, Taapsee. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.